Hey guys! Today I will be showing you how to make your own chapstick. How amazing is that? I mean, come on. Isn't it just awesome to use stuff that you've already made? Yeah. But here is my first one. It came out too reddish, and so I had to redo it a couple times to make it, when I put it on, it doesn't seem like lipstick. Yeah, I messed up pretty bad there. But I'll show you the correct way to do it. And here are the ingredients that you'll need. The first ingredient we need is Vaseline, and one thing I have to tell you, I got the regular Vaseline, like the company, for $1.97 when you can just get the regular petroleum jelly at Walmart, and it's huge. It's like this big, and you can get it for the same price, so I wasted my money. Don't do what I did. And you're going to need some crayons, and this all depends, the color of the crayons all depends on what color you want your chapstick. Last time I chose pink and red. I accidentally put a little too much red in there, so it really depends on how much of crayons. Like if you wanted a green color, you can get the green, or you can get some red and blue and yellow and blue and make your own type of green. The next thing is pretty obvious. You need something to hold it in. I have paper cups, and paper cups aren't the best thing to use, but I don't want to mess up all the plastic. We don't have plastic cups. We ran out of them, and I didn't want to mess up any of the China stuff. But if you're going to use paper cups, you want to have 3 of them in one, because when you just have one, the heat just gets right out of it when you put it in the microwave. And so you just have to double it up and make sure that the heat stays in. Okay, this is not an ingredient, but this is an essential. I put mine in an old empty chapstick container, and I have another one right here. It's the old lip smacker. So if you have any empty chapstick containers, you can use that. But if you only have old EOS ones, I will be putting another video up for how to make an EOS, which is a little different because the way the EOS container is, you have to do it in a weird way. So I'll be putting another video up soon for that. The last ingredient you'll need is honey, and honey is just for flavor. I like flavoring in my chapstick, but if you don't have honey and you do want flavor, then what you do is you'd get one of your old chapsticks that has flavor, and you'd just take a little bits and pieces off of it, and you'd put it into the mixture. But if you don't want flavor, you can just do without it. Then don't put anything in it, of course. Yeah. Let's get started. For the first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to get my paper cups, and I'm going to get a spoonful of Vaseline. I have a little plastic spoon so it doesn't get all over one of the main spoons that I use, but it can be washed off, but I prefer using something like a plastic spoon that you can throw away. So you're just going to get a scoop of that. And it is hard to get off the spoon, so you'll have to scrape it off with your finger, and then it gets stuck to your finger. You just have to keep doing that. And then after that, you'll put it in the microwave. It depends on the object that you're using. Since I'm using paper cups, I might have to put it in for 3 minutes. But you want to put it, but if you put a lot of stuff in, or if you have a plastic cup, it'll take 2 minutes to melt. But every 30 seconds, you want to take it out, mix it up a little bit, and put it back in for 30 seconds more, until it's completely melted. So I melted my Vaseline together. It took about 2 minutes actually for me with the paper cups. I ended up switching to a plastic knife because it kept getting stuck on the spoon, and I was annoyed. But it's now a liquidy mixture. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all liquidy. And now the second thing we're going to add is honey. And there's no really specific amount of honey to add in there. So I would just squirt it in a little bit. That's my guess, but don't put a lot. Just do a small squirt. But you can taste it, and see if you like it. If you want a little more honey flavor, then you add just a little more, but don't put a lot of honey in there because it might ruin it. So I put 1 small squirt of honey, and I noticed that the honey does go into bubbles that are sticking to the bottom of the cup. Just keep mixing it up over and over again, and it should completely dissolve in there. And I added 1 squirt, and there's not enough honey for me, so again, just add little bits of squirts. Not a lot, so I'm just going to add another small squirt of honey to it. So after the second squirt of honey, it all completely dissolved in there, but it came to a little jelly now, And so we're going to go on to the next step, which is to add our crayons. And I got some on my nose. I'm going for a light pink, so I would get a white crayon and maybe red if I want more of like a hot pink. I'm going for a light pink, so I'd go with my red, and I ran out of my pink, so I'm just going to use like sort of like magenta sort of color. And you're going to put a little bit if you want your chapstick to be like really smushy. But if you want it to be hard as a rock, you put a lot of crayon in it. But I'm going to put just the little edge, like the tip, break it off. Yeah, I'd break this off, and this is like the amount that I'd get, drop it in there. And then I'd get some white. Can't cut it, but I'll cut it with a knife. Be careful, kids. Have a parent do that. I'm 12, by the way. But you're going to do that, and then you're going to melt it and mix it and melt it and mix it until the crayon is completely dissolved in there, and this will take a little bit of a while. The last time I did it, it took about 5 minutes to do it, but it may take a shorter amount of time for you, but it really actually is your microwave. My microwave, its heat power isn't a lot, so it takes a little longer for me to do it, but put it in for about 3 to 5 minutes, and make sure to take it out every once in a while and mix it up to make sure that your crayon's getting in there and is all mixed up into the mixture. So now I have my mixture, and it is the light pink that I want. But I did notice that the honey, it did go down to the bottom and it kind of separated a little bit. So gotta mix real good. And now we're going on to the next step, which is to pour it in our little chapstick container. And you want to make sure that that little piece that goes down is all the way to the bottom, and you have to make sure that it's in there and it didn't come out when you pulled your last chapstick out or whatever. And so you want to make sure that piece is all the way in there, and you're going to carefully pour it in to the chapstick thingy container. Oopsies. I dropped something. Okay. And so I have a little bump right there. And you're going to put it into the freezer. The time that you put it in the freezer completely depends on how much crayons or Vaseline that you put in. I put in not as much crayons as I thought I was going to put in. So I might have to put mine in for at least 10 minutes. Or if you put a lot of crayons, then you'd put yours in for 30 minutes. No, that's the opposite. If you put a lot more Vaseline in it, you'd put it in for 30 minutes. If you put more crayons in it, you'll put it in for 10 minutes. So I think I'm going to put mine in for 15 now that I think about it. And then after 15 minutes of long waiting, you should have your chapstick. Yay! We finished. I have accomplished the accomplishment. There we go. And this is what yours should look like. And that little hole is from the little spiral thingy that's in the middle. And now you can try it out. I love it. I did put more crayons, so it isn't as like super squishy as chapstick usually is. It's a little bit more firmer, but it still will go if you poke it a little too hard. And so I hoped you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it and the project was totally awesome and you're happy with it. But you can also put a thumbs down. I'll be a big girl. No, I'm kidding. It's okay. You can put a thumbs down. It's fine. But if you really liked it, then you could also subscribe to my channel. Yeah. But I hope to see you guys in the next video, which will probably be the EOS version of it. If I find another empty EOS container, I lost it. Or a different project. If you guys want a specific project, you can put it down below in the comments. But see you next time.